YouTube! If you're watching this channel right now, you already know you're spending some downtime with Demille. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day or night whenever you're watching this video. So if you've already seen the thumbnail and if you saw the intro video, you already know this video is going to be a review, a hands-on review of the Killer Instinct Arcade1up cabinet. Just got it a couple of days ago as a Christmas present to myself, and I'm gonna do a full hands-on review of this. So before I get into this hands-on review, if this is your first time visiting the channel, and if you like the content that I produce, don't forget to leave a Hulk smash on that like. Likes really help this channel out in a big way. Also, if you really like the content that I produce, don't forget to hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time a new video goes live on this channel. Also, I want to say, if you guys just happen to be into animation, specifically character animation, I'm an animator and I love talking about animation and just the different works that I'm doing. My Instagram is @Demille_studios. The link is down here. Check me out. If you're into animation or just anything that's related to CG, I think you'll like what I have over there. So this review is going to be about the Killer Instinct Arcade1up cabinet. So this cabinet came out, I want to say about a year ago. And I gotta say that initial impressions, I'm very impressed with it. I'm a huge Killer Instinct fan. I remember when this game came out way back in the day in the arcades, and it wasn't very many of these arcades that were around here where I live in Birmingham. So it was just more or less, you know, it was like almost like an urban legend. You know, it's like when you saw it, it was so many people always wanting to play arcade that you just didn't really get a chance to see it. And when you saw it, you were just, you know, taken aback by it. So when I saw that they had this out for Arcade1up where you can actually purchase it, I was really waiting on the right time. And unfortunately for some people, this arcade was costing like $700, like maybe around the time when it's released. But on Black Friday of this year, there was a significant drop in price on this particular cabinet as well as other cabinets. And I got this Arcade1up for $299. That includes the riser and a stool and 4 games that comes with it. So you can't really beat that for the price, because normally these run around like $700. And I said, if that price ever comes down, I'm gonna get it. So what I think about the Arcade1up cabinet is, you know, it's pretty faithful to the original in terms of the soundtrack, in terms of all the players and the characters, and it's just amazing. I really love what I see. I'm going to do a hands-on review that I'm gonna jump to in just a moment. And then I'll come back with some final thoughts on what I think about the Arcade1up cabinet so you guys can check it out. But I just want to let you know that, you know, this thing, man, for someone that is just getting into Arcade1up, so because I have a Marvel Superheroes Arcade1up cabinet, this one is even better than that. I think it is. So anyway, enough about me babbling. I'm going to go ahead and give you a hands-on review of this. I'm gonna play a couple of games on the cabinet and then I'll come back with some final thoughts. So without further delay, here we go. All right, so I'm getting ready to do the hands-on review of the Killer Instinct Arcade1up cabinet here. And I'm just booting it up. And one of the things that I forgot to mention, or that I need to mention, is that what's unique about this cabinet, and that's the intro that they play of Spinal right when you first boot it up. But one of the interesting things is that these newer Arcade1up cabinets have a headphone jack. That's something that I'm not used to, because on my Marvel Superheroes cabinet that's right over here off camera, it does not have that. So I think it's cool that they're doing that. Plus you have the live button right here. You have a deck switch where you can turn the lights any color you want. You can turn it off, but you've got several different colors. I think I'm gonna leave it red. Red just seems right for this. All right, so here's your startup screen. You've got 3 games plus a bonus game, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the Sega Genesis version of Battletoads. So I'm gonna go through these fairly quick just to kind of show you what the games look like. And I will tell you right now, I am not a pro at this. I'm starting all over because I don't even know like the combos and the combo breaker. So I got to study all of that. I'm like a fish out of water right now. Well, not quite a fish out of water, but just got a ways to go. And so here's our intro. I'm going to let the music play so you can hear that nice soundtrack. I love that soundtrack. That is just so awesome to me. That says 90s. I mean, that 90s music is so influenced. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start a quick game. And like I said before, I'm not a pro. I'm just going to play 2 rounds and move on to Killer Instinct 2 and then Battletoads. Wow, just that quick. See if I can go invisible. One of the things, there we go. I got invisible now. At least for a little bit. You can get invisible until they hit you. Yeah, so as you can see, I suck pretty bad. That's terrible. All right, so I need to see how to get out of this and just go to the main menu. All right, and so now we're gonna go ahead and do Killer Instinct 2. And this is just showing you all of your moves. I was looking here just to see if there's anything that shows how to exit back to main menu, but I don't see anything like that. So go ahead and play. Killer Instinct 2. Even though those graphics are dated, man, it still just, you know, still just takes me back, you know? I mean, you can clearly see how dated the graphics are, but hey. And you don't have Cinder on here, to my knowledge. So I'm just gonna go with Orchid. I gotta fight myself. I like her move where she turns into a cat, like a leopard or something like that. She's got some really sick combos. I mean, if you can figure it out, you know, it's pretty cool. But I've got a lot to learn. I actually pulled off a triple combo. How about that? And just like that, my match is over with. All right, so we're gonna jump into Battletoads next. All right, and we are back with the third game. And in between that break, I just figured out if you ever want to go back to the main menu, you just hit the live button. It takes you right there. And I just figured that out. All right, Battletoads. All of these games are made by the same company, obviously.
Stomping time!
So this is probably like the arcade version of Battletoads. All right, let's see what we got. So this is more like just a beat 'em up, you know? This is probably like the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type game. I mean, it's basically, you can tell that they got the inspiration from Turtles, for sure. And like I said, I'm just playing just a little bit of this. I'm used to the Battletoads that was on NES, and they have the Sega Genesis version on here. But this isn't bad, though. It's not bad. It's not a game that I would really play on the arcade. But, you know, if you got a friend over and they want to see Battletoads for the first time, they might like it. All right. Wow. This would probably be a lot more fun with 2 people as well. Yeah, this, man, you can really see the Turtles influence all over this game. Like Turtles in Time, this is really what that reminds me of. Clearly. All right. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the final game so we can wrap this up. This will be the NES. I believe this is the Sega Genesis Battletoads. Okay, so they have the 8-bit and the 16-bit. Okay, I did not know that. So really, you're kind of getting like 5 games here. Let's take a quick look at the 8-bit. This should be the NES version, most likely. And if I'm not mistaken, you cannot skip this part. Yeah, you can't skip it, so you have to watch this. NES graphics at its best. You can clearly see how the graphics just continually go down from Killer Instinct. Yeah, I don't think you can skip this either. Now, I heard that on one of these games, it has the classic, when you pause it, it makes the, let's see if it does it here. Okay, that's not it. Return the game. There's like a thing. There it is. Man, that is so awesome. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that on the NES, but there were times I would pause the game just to hear that beat, you know. And that was just something that was just like, you know, that really takes me back to my teenage years. You know, pretty cool, pretty nice touch. Let me do that one more time. And that's just pausing the game. That is so cool. I like that. All right. I don't know what that is. That's an enemy. I was trying to hit it, but it wouldn't let me. So I'm gonna try it again. There we go. Yeah, I remember playing this like a lot on the NES, but it's been so long. I mean, literally, it's been like, man, I haven't played this game in so long. But it's kind of cool that they brought this back on here. So if you want to play it, you can. If you want to just stick to Killer Instinct, you can do that too. That's pretty cool. All right, so I think I'm about to wrap this part of the video up and get ready to go back with some final thoughts on this Killer Instinct Arcade1up cabinet. I think this is pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and come out of this, and I will see you guys with some final thoughts. Back to the studio. All right, and we're back with some final thoughts on the Killer Instinct Arcade1up cabinet. So as you can see, the graphics look very faithful to the original arcade. There's really not much missing. A couple of things that I will say that, you know, I think really just help this to really be really cool. I think that it's great that if you wanted to do like live play where you could play against someone else, you can do that. I think that Arcade1up has really done a great job with improving just the extra bells and whistles. Like, for example, my original Marvel Arcade1up cabinet, the Marvel, which one is that? Marvel Superheroes. When I first got that one, it did not have like a lighted marquee, a lighted deck. I felt like some of the things that they did was really cool by just adding a lot of those extra bells and whistles. Now, for some people that are arcade purists, they may not like the way the joystick feels or the buttons feel. I don't have a problem with it, but you know you can always upgrade those at a later time if you want to. There's plenty of places online that sells upgrades for the Arcade1up cabinets. But I think in terms of the audio quality is good. I think that when you crank the sound up, I think that, you know, the sound kind of gets maybe a little muddy, but even at, you know, regular levels, the volume is really, really good. It's high enough where you really don't have to just crank it all the way up, you know. So I think that the audio quality is good. The video quality, I like the fact that you can actually change the scan lines. You can take that out if you want it, which kind of gives it a dim look, you know. Or if you wanted to leave that out, you can leave out the scan lines and you can turn off smoothness. It just seems like they really gave you a lot of different choices that you can use to enhance your experience in terms of how it looks visually. So I think they did an awesome job with that. And I mean, for the price, like I said before, $2.99. If you like Killer Instinct, man, you cannot beat this. This is really, really cool. And if you like arcades like I do, it's just perfect. You know, Killer Instinct is one of my favorite fighting games of all time, next to Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. And Killer Instinct, man, I mean, I remember when that game came out, it was just amazing. It was crazy, you know. So I would say if you're on the fence or if you're thinking about getting this for yourself, I would highly recommend it. I will say this was a pain to put together. I put together my Marvel Superheroes cabinet and it didn't seem like it was that bad, but this one took a while. It took a while. I think part of it is because they make it bigger. It's a little bit taller, as you can see that from the comparison, the height comparison between the Marvel Superheroes cabinet and the Killer Instinct cabinet. You can really see the height difference there. And because of that, there's more parts and there's more pieces. And it was just a little more time putting it together than the Marvel Superheroes cabinet. All of that being said, I still think it's worth it. I think it's a great cabinet. I think you'll have fun with it. And just the fact that they've added just different bells and whistles, like I said, like a lighted deck, a lighted marquee. You've got Wi-Fi where you can play live online. You know, I think it's spectacular. One minor complaint that I would have about this, and this is real minor, but I miss the original intro that was done on Killer Instinct where you had the voice that said,
For your home in 1995, only on Nintendo Ultra 64.
I thought that they were going to do something like, available in your home on Arcade1up in 2021. They didn't do that. but they go straight to the Killer Instinct logo with the soundtrack, and that's cool. Just a minor complaint. I wish they would have put that in there, but you know, it is what it is. It does not really take away from the experience, but I'm so looking forward to really just deep diving more into this. So I'm gonna end this video review of the Killer Instinct Arcade1up cabinet. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what did you think about it? If you have this arcade, what are your thoughts? What is your experience on this arcade? And also a question, out of all the Arcade1up cabinets that are out there, which one of them is your favorite and why? Post that down in the comments below and let's talk about it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. On the way out, hit that like if you like this video, share this video, and as I always say, if you can see this video, man, you are truly, truly blessed. Know that God is with you and he will never leave you or forsake you. Have an awesome day. Merry Christmas. And what are you gonna do in your downtime? Peace. Subscribe.